evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's going on here at the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh.
And it is February, so happy February.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And it is also Love Your Library Month.
It is indeed Love Your Library Month. So we ask, there's a place on our website where you can say, tell your library story, why you love your library. But also as a fundraiser, we are selling hearts for $1. You can put your name on it, your pet's name, your kid's name, why you love the library, and then we hang them on the wall.
The wall outside the front circ, and if you come over to Children's, we'll hang it on our tree. I think we're going to make that tree over on the wall like a heart tree. Valentine's Day tree. Yeah.
So that's one of our fundraisers.
And I was anxious to get a jump start on it. So I asked the kids today on the way to school what they loved about the library. And I thought I would share their responses. We pick up a few kids on the way. So, no, really, we drive a couple friends to school.
I'm just looking at that one.
TJ said that he loves his library for the pizza taste-offs.
But of course.
He's in 8th grade. He's a guy. What do you think? So we appreciate that, TJ. Even though we haven't done it in a while, we might have to bring that back this summer. Just for you. Yes. So he likes it for the pizza taste-off. And Gabriella says that she loves the BP Library because they always have the newest and best books. And Gabriella is an avid reader. I forgot to ask her what she's currently reading, but we appreciate that comment as well, Gabby. And then I made my kids do it as well.
Of course.
So Jerry said, I love the library because of the awesome family place area. Now, this comes from my son, Jerry, who's 14. So I don't know how often he's played in the family place area. But again, I appreciate the comment, son. They weren't allowed to get out of the car until they told me one thing.
Have you made him clean up the family place area?
He has helped. And actually, I shouldn't say that because he does have an appreciation of it. We bring my nieces and nephews here a lot, and he's hung out there with his younger cousins. So he is very familiar with it. He knows all the cool toys we have up there.
I play with them. I play with some of them. I love the magnet one that you have to draw the balls into the gumball machine. I love that.
That's tedious, though. It takes a lot of patience to do that. And hand-eye coordination. That's why it's great for kids.
Skills. Yeah, I like it.
Yep. And then Robert said, I love the library because of its workers.
Thank you, Robert.
That. Yes, he likes the staff here. He does. He loves to go into the office and have like a chat with Jimmy. He'll go upstairs and find Rob, and they'll talk movies and whatnot. So, but he loves everybody here. And so, great job, Robert. So again, for $1, you can share your positive thoughts and why you love the library, and we will happily display them in either the adult section or the children's department of the library.
So while we are talking about fundraising, I just wanted to thank everyone that purchased a winter lottery raffle ticket. We sold over 400 tickets, and we've had 8 winners so far, and we have awarded $250. So we will do another lottery raffle again in July, so they'll be on sale probably the end of May. Also in the theme of Love Your Library, sometimes people, like Amy was saying, you have a hard time trying to figure out what kind of book you want to read next. So last year, actually, Caitlin, one of our circulation desk workers, came up with this idea that she saw somewhere about, it's called Blind Date with a Book. So we will have a table full of books that will be wrapped, much like this. Plain wrappers, no titles, no jackets. And on it, there'll be a clue as to what that book might be about. So this one says, an adventurous spirit who loves the paranormal side of life. So you have to, wonder what that might be. It could be...
And whether or not you want to get to know that book better.
Yes, if it's something that maybe you would be interested in. So you can pick a book off the table. You will read it. We'll have like comments, like an entry that you can put comments on what you thought about the book. And then you put that into, we have a little fishbowl. And at the end of February, we will be just randomly drawing one of the entrants out of that fishbowl, and you will get a $25 gift card. So we had a great time with it last year. Caitlin comes up with some really quippy little descriptors for some of the books that are
intriguing.
I think, they're intriguing, and it makes you want to read them. So that will be in February, and also during the month of February is Rob's adult. I almost said summer reading, not quite yet.
Not yet.
Winter reading program. So it's for the 4 weeks of February. So you have to come in person to sign up. There's no online registration like there is for summer reading programs. So if you come in and register for the program, You can read a book, you can listen to an audiobook, a downloadable book, just no newspapers or magazines. For each item that you read, you can put an entry in for a weekly drawing. We have $25 gift cards, Giant Eagle, Starbucks, Panera, and two Giant Eagles, Starbucks and Panera. And all of the entrants.
This is a neat grand prize. This
are
is different.
going into the grand prize drawing for a. It's a turntable that converts your vinyl records into MP3s, so you can put them on the computer and download them.
Do you still have records?
I do have a couple that I just
too.
did not get rid of. Also, it is tax time once again, so we will be starting our tax assistance program on Tuesday, February 4th. It will run through April 8th, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. This is a first-come, first-served program. We do not take appointments. Some other places do take appointments. Our tax preparers are AARP trained. We have great tax preparers that come and help us. So you need to bring all of the paperwork that you need, any W-2s, any statements, if you have investments. So if you have any questions about what you need to bring, you can call Carla at the library, and she will give you a list of everything that is important for that. And there is a program that is going to happen on February 25th that I'm very excited about. It's Pittsburgh Mansions. When Kristen Normeal from Bethel wrote that Bethel Park history book? Mm-hmm. Well, it's from the same line. It's that Arcadia Company. It's the Images of America series. So an local author who grew up in Pittsburgh. In fact, let me see, I have this. Writer, historian, and lifelong resident of the Pittsburgh area. So she has published a book in that series called Pittsburgh Mansions, and explores the stately homes of prominent residents in the Pittsburgh area from the 1830s through the 1920s. So I love architecture and old houses. Mm-hmm. I went to community college on the north side, so most of our lecture halls were in old mansions.
Yes.
And I just loved it. So that program, Pittsburgh Mansions, will be Tuesday, February 25th at 7 o'clock. I know I will be here. Rob set this up. Those books will be for sale there, and also the author is willing to sign them for you. So,
great.
And just a few other things I wanted to make everyone aware of. All patrons in Allegheny County now have access to Freegal. It's an e-resource that provides access to like 3 million songs, including Sony's music catalog of legendary artists. So each patron can download 3 free music tracks per week. There's no software for you to download onto your computer. So all you need to do is log in with your library barcode number and the PIN number that you use when you are accessing your My Account. So there's a wide variety of artists and genres. So that is on the library's website under the e-resources tab. And you'll see a link for digital music. So that just became available, and that is thanks to the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh is purchasing this on a trial basis for the whole county.
That's great. So, and it reminds me of the Zinio, too. Maybe we should remind viewers they can download magazines for free to their device.
Zinio, we do have access to Zinio for all patrons. You just need a library card. You can view and download hundreds, 300 plus magazine titles. You can either just stream them on your device, or you can download them. Like if you're going on an airplane or somewhere where you can't, have your Wi-Fi on, then you can download them, and it archives them for you. So you can subscribe to the digital edition, and each time a new edition is available, it will show up for you, and then it will archive the back issues too. I don't know how long they archive because we've only had it for a year, but I know they do archive.
That's great, another free service.
And coming up soon, and I don't have a date for it, but there is, all patrons in Allegheny County are going to have access to Hoopla. And Hoopla is a streaming video and audiobook service, and you can stream TV shows,
Oh, I'm not familiar with Hoopla.
Yeah, Hoopla, yes. So I'm not sure exactly when that's coming, but again, that is through a trial period with the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, has purchased that for all county residents.
So kind of like DVR, like if I miss an episode of a certain thing, I can get it.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. So I'm not sure, I would say, February, March. So when it's live, we will keep you updated on that.
Excellent.
And check in with our Facebook page, because that's where a lot of news like this is posted.
Yeah.
And just another thing that made me think about this, I had a friend that was having difficulty with a, oh gosh, now I can't remember, a car part. I don't know, it was a little thing. But I had another friend who's a mechanic, and he said, I can fix it, but I need a diagram. So we have, and you have, all patrons in Allegheny County have access to auto repair manuals at home, on your phone, wherever you are, for free. It's called the Auto Repair Reference Center. It's a database that provides repair services, diagrams, and more for many makes and models dating back to 1954. So I did use this to get a diagram of where, because he didn't know exactly where the part was in this particular model. So I found it on there. Again, you can get to it from the library's website. You go to the e-resources tab and then database search and just put in auto repair, and it will come up, and you can then enter the information for the particular make and model of the car.
That's wonderful. And he was able to fix it then?
He was able to fix it. It was in a really bizarre space, so I had to kind of hold a rear view mirror that was broken, that he just had. He's like, can you hold this back here? Because you couldn't see it.
Right.
So, yes. But yes, he did fix it. So, thank you, Bill. So, that's what's going on in the adult world of the library.
Sure. So on to children's. The month of February is when our story times all start back up. And on Mondays, we start with Giggle and Wiggle, which really this isn't until March 1st, but I just kind of want to give everybody a heads up. Star Wars Spectacular. Woo-hoo. So it's for your little ones and, grade school and even teens, because I know there's a lot of adults that are Star Wars aficionados out there. And so we actually have some Star Wars characters coming, and that's very exciting. And you can take pictures with them. There'll be some photo opportunities. And they also have a game. It's going to be very similar. If you came to the event last year, it's going to be very similar.
I was going to say, go look it up on YouTube. Past program highlights. They were awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of cool pictures online. And then this year, we're going to add a little bit more to it. We'll have the trivia contest, but we're also going to have some lightsaber battles. Maybe you may make your own lightsaber, and then maybe we'll do some battles. And then Yoda origami. I should have brought a little example. We know how to make a Yoda.
I should have wore my Yoda hat. I have a Yoda hat. I do.
Well, you'll have to wear it on March 1st to the Star Wars Spectacular.
I do, yes.
Yeah, so that's coming up, and we are taking registration now, so call and get your name on the list if you're interested. And then our clubs are starting back up for our grade school kids. So we have a lot of neat clubs for kids kindergarten through 4th grade. We have retro art starting up this month.
Yes, like to say that I thought of this.
This was Christine's idea, and a very great one at that. It's going to be Mondays at 7 p.m., and we're going to do things like shrink eatings and spirograph, and what else did we say? Maybe spin art. So if you're a kid listening and you don't know what any of those things are, your parents probably do, and we're going to teach you at the library. So it'll be a lot of fun. Register for that if you're interested. We're still doing the birthday club once a month, and in February we're celebrating Laura Ingalls Wilder's birthday.
Oh, wow.
That was a mouthful. Yeah, the author of the Little House series. So that happens Friday afternoons at 4:30. And I know that's kind of like a tricky time because kids are just getting out of school, but we have some who kind of come in 5 or 10 minutes late, and that's totally fine. We really encourage you to come because it's a great time. We celebrate a different author each month. Then we have a food and folk tales club that is starting up, and this is new. It says, open your mind and your mouth. Try new books and foods that you never have before. So classic folk tales come to life. Miss Lynn is heading this one up. So you might listen to a Chinese folk tale and then get to taste, sample something from that culture, food-wise. I think she might be doing a Mongolian one.
Of course she is.
She actually went to Mongolia. Yes. And her daughter is very well-traveled,
yes.
Right? So she's kind of helping out with this program, and she has a lot of neat artifacts to bring and a lot that she can contribute as well. So thank you, Allison, for helping out with that. Rainbow Loom Club is starting back up Thursday evenings. So whether this craze is still popular for you, or maybe you just got a loom kit for Christmas, bring it to the library and you can loom with friends.
Okay, I need to interject here because Rachel, our head of adult services at the library, her daughter is 5.
I know what you're going to say. Yes.
Vivian is very into this. Vivian will be 6 in a couple of months. So she and her friends are very into this. But so Rachel bought her a loom for Christmas and a gazillion of the bands. Vivian refuses to use the loom because her friends taught her how to make the friendship
and I haven't
bracelets
seen this done yet.
with their toes.
Yeah.
With their toes. So Rachel said the girls are all there at their house, with their socks off, making these bracelets.
I mean, this is very, instead of doing it on the loom, you're doing it on your, so I could see the idea, but I've never actually seen it
Well, I have
done.
a bracelet. Vivian made me a rainbow
It was on her
loom
feet.
toe-created bracelet. So
Look at you. I want
I
one.
love it. I love
Very
it. I
good.
love it.
Yes, so that's Thursdays starting this month. We have a lot of other clubs on the horizon, so I encourage you to check out our online flyer or pick up a hard copy upstairs in the children's department. We have the game club starting in April, the writing club starting in March. We're trying an animation club in March as well, Pokemon, and a disaster club.
Disaster club?
Which is going to be, I know, it's interesting, but, think about all the different worldly disasters. And haven't you ever been curious, like Titanic is like fascinating. So you're going to delve into that tragedy, that disaster more, and learn about it. So
I
it's
thought
very.
they were going to teach me how to be prepared for a disaster.
No, well, she might touch upon that. We were talking about things like the Johnstown flood that kids might not know about, and that happened locally.
Yes.
Here in Pennsylvania. So things like that. It'd be very educational and fun. And then our regular art club is also starting up this month with Miss Dawn. That's Wednesday evenings. She's going to do 2 separate sessions, one for kindergartners, 1st and 2nd graders, and then one for 3rd and 4th graders.
And if you haven't participated in art club before, Miss Dawn is really awesome, and you should participate.
She has a lot of neat projects
Yes.
planned. Yeah, she sure does. She has an art background, so she gets very creative, and she's a wonderful teacher. For our tweens and teens, we have our next TAG meeting, Teen Advisory Group, scheduled for Tuesday, February 4th. We would love for you to come out and join us and share your ideas. Again, this is another group that we're trying to grow. We don't have a strong
Please don't be
entrance.
shy. We would like to know what you want us to do for you. So
Yeah,
please
and
come
any
out.
ideas that you have, we're going to try to incorporate this summer. I know we don't see a lot of teens during the school year because it's tough because you guys are so busy. But then our numbers really pick up in the summer. So if you can, just make 1 or 2 meetings. Tell us what you want to do this summer, and we'll try our best to get that scheduled,
Including the pizza taste-off.
including the pizza taste-off. Yes, TJ. And then what else do we have coming up for teens? On March 3rd, we're having a Family Feud. Christine loves this game show. So do I. So we might have to join a team if we're around that Monday night.
We used to play on Facebook Family Feud. Elaine and I played
Yes.
together all the time.
Yes, I've
Fast
gotten away
money.
from that.
Me too.
Just because I'm so addicted to Scramble now.
So I don't play
Still.
any. I don't do
But I
that.
love Family Feud. So you can get a team of 5 together, or if you just have 1 or 2 friends, that's okay. We'll form a team when you guys get here. But we're going to just, survey people and survey a lot of librarians, I think, and ask questions that are maybe kind of centered around the library, and then see if you can guess the top, 5 or 10 answers or whatever it may be.
So you want me on your team?
Yeah, right. True. So that's coming up again on Monday, March 3rd at 7 p.m., and we are taking registration now. So we have guests joining us in just
Yes.
a little bit. Kristen Rama from the Allegheny County Library Association and Amy Cribbs from the Allegheny Intermediate Unit, and they're here today to give us more details about the Children's Choice Awards. They will be joining us in just a few short moments, but I wanted to just give our viewers one last time what CCA is and what we do for it here in Bethel Park. So the Children's Choice Awards is an initiative that is centered for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and we are encouraging those kids to read books and then to vote for their favorite. So there's so many books published in any given year that a panel of librarians narrow that list down, and we always come up with 8 solid, great titles for kids of a different genre. And we announce that list to these kids, and we encourage them to read all 8 if they can, but we require them to read 4. And then after they've read 4, they get to vote online, and Kristen will talk a little bit more about that. But here at Bethel Park, we also we try to do like a book club with it. We have book club meetings. So because part of the initiative is we don't want you just reading the books, we want you talking about the books. So we host some book clubs here at the library, and we require you to come to 2 out of the 5. If you want to come to all 5, great. But you have to come to 2 out of the 5. And so if you meet those requirements, you read 4 books, you come to 2 meetings, then you get an invitation to our big red carpet event in May. And this is always a fantastic
Which is so
night.
much fun. those of you who have come to the red carpet event in the past, please tell your friends about it, because
spread the word.
I have seen how much fun all of you have had dancing, and
And again, pictures are online. I encourage you to check out, on our webpage, go to
yes.
Flickr and see some of the pics from last year.
We have a link to Flickr on our webpage, so you can see. Yes,
We had, when you think about it, there's 5 elementary schools and then all the kids at Neil Armstrong. There's a lot of kids out there. So but the first year we had 40, and I thought that was great for the first year. And then we had about 30 or 45 last year, and this year we only have 19 on that list upstairs. I keep checking every day. So really, think about it. These are all AR books. I like to state that because I know you kids have to meet those AR requirements. All of these are AR books, so you'll get your
AR
points.
is
Accelerated Reader.
Okay.
But most of the schools, I think even at Neil, they still require you to have so many AR points per semester, or per 9 weeks. So these books definitely qualify for that. And like Christine, it's just fun. We have a lot of fun at these book meetings. Sure, we're talking about the books, and I might ask you some questions to make sure you read it, but we're also doing a fun activity. We're playing a game. We're making a craft. It's just a lot of fun. And then the red carpet event, like I said, I can't speak highly enough about it. It's just a great time.
The staff really enjoys it too. We dance with the kids, and
yes,
we have a great time.
So that's kind of what we do here in Bethel Park, and it's not too late to register. Details are upstairs. Details are also online if you want to check out our page, or just give us a call, and I can get you signed up, and I can give you all the information that you need. There's actually a red folder, a packet of information that you'll want to pick up to get you started. So stay tuned, and we'll be joined momentarily by Kristen and Amy. Welcome back, everyone. And joining us now is Kristen Rama and Amy Cribbs, both veterans on the Children's Choice Awards and experts, if you will. So I thought, Amy, maybe you could start just giving us a little bit of background of how Children's Choice Awards started.
Sure. Children's Choice Awards started 3 years ago, but it started before that as a reading festival run out of the Allegheny Intermediate Unit. I'm from the Allegheny Intermediate Unit, which we serve the 42 school districts in Allegheny County, providing them with any needs that they have, and also being an intermediary between the Department of Education and the school districts. So out of the intermediate unit, we had a reading festival, and every year the reading festival was a themed event, and the students would read 3 or 4 books around a theme, and then come to a convention, and the theme would be the activities and the keynote speaker for the day. So 3 years ago, we partnered with the Allegheny County Library Association to start a new program called the Children's Choice Awards, and so this will be our 3rd year.
So the reading festival actually started how many years ago?
That must have started at least 10 years ago. Yes, a long time ago.
Okay. So, Kristen, when you came on board with the idea then and you kind of approached all the libraries, we were very excited to take part, and so Bethel Park is in its 3rd year as well. Sure. But what made you kind of want to partner with
I think it's a natural fit for libraries. I mean, there's all kinds of book awards that go on nationally, and I thought we should have one for Allegheny County. And it fit right in with what they're doing, and it gave some life to that program, because these books are books that are published so the books that we have now are published in 2013, so they're new books, they're popular books, they're books that kids want to read, so they're excited about it. So it gave a little bit of a new dimension, and the libraries were like, yeah, that's what we do, so that's how it kind of came to be.
So besides the actual award itself, once we partnered together, how does it differ from the reading festival to what it is today? Sure. Can you talk a little bit about the activities that?
Sure. So the online component, or the kind of non-event component, is the kids reading the books. So those are 3rd through 6th graders. They vote for the books. You've talked about this before. But we also have an event where the school districts are invited to come. Last year we had it at the Carnegie Library of Homestead. At that event we have a keynote speaker. Because the books are kind of all different, we do different activities on different years. We have, last year we had the kids do an activity where they designed their ideal library, and they got videotaped with the Hear Me project. We've had storytellers. What else? We had
Battle of the Books every year.
How could I forget? Amy is the MC of the Battle of the Books. We do a little mini Battle of the Books, and she has these little remote controls, and the kids love them, and they get a plaque for their school and a plaque for their public library, which I think is a cool tie-in. They get to
Definitely.
see it in both places.
Does it get rather competitive? The
It
battle of the books itself, I'm just
Yes.
curious.
It does. It really does. They love that. It's probably kind of the highlight for the kids who like to compete.
They do, and they
Yeah.
know how to arrange their team because they work in teams of 4 to make sure that each member of their team has read at least one of the books so that they
they
will be able to answer the
definitely have a
questions.
strategy.
Right.
They do, and the winning team, and they usually get some signed books. We get some books signed by the authors of Children's Choice, so it's a
Very
fun
nice.
prize.
Yeah, I was just curious because I was thinking about adding a Battle of Books component to our event that we do in May, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. But go ahead, Christine.
I
what
was just
were-
going to say, so who is the keynote speaker this year?
He is Jonathan Auxier. He is a Pittsburgh author. He wrote Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Eyes, and he has another book coming out around the same time as the May 8th Children's Choice event, which is going to be at Soldiers and Sailors this year during the day. So he is going, we saw him a few months ago, and he is a master yo-yo person. I don't know what you call it.
Yo-yo master.
Yo-yo master. So he speaks while he's yo-yoing. I think the kids are going to love him. He's great. He's a very smart guy, very fun. So we're excited.
Yes, we're
to
thrilled
have him.
to have him come to Bethel Park as well. So very
Exciting.
good. So anything else that you want to add? Can you, because we had a great response the first year, a very similar response the second year, and our numbers have dwindled. So that's why I actually invited you guys on the show, because I'm really hoping to increase our participation here in Bethel Park. So if you had to give one piece of advice to our viewers, like why they should participate in CCA, what would you tell them?
I would say that it's, I don't want, Amy, if you want to chime in, feel free. I don't want to hog the talking, but I think that it's a way for kids to connect with other kids all across Allegheny County. And RC's Clubhouse is the website. It's www.rcsclubhouse.org. That's where you can vote. But we're also planning some kind of little online contests going on at the same time. So things like making a video and sharing it or doing a book review, and we'll highlight those on the website. And kids from all over Allegheny County and teachers will be able to see what you've done. So it's a really great way to connect with other students.
Yeah. Plus, it gives kids a voice. Get out there and read your books and tell everybody what your favorite book is.
Yes, it's Children's Choice Awards, so the kids pick the winner. It's not a committee of librarians or teachers saying what kids should read. It's what they want to read and what they like.
Perhaps, Elaine, we should employ the green slime like Nickelodeon, with their children's
I would
choice.
support
Maybe we
that.
could get the kids to come.
I would support that.
If
That's a
we
good
had
point,
green
Christine.
slime poured on our heads, perhaps.
Jonathan Oxley, he would love that.
He'd probably be very
Game
into
for that,
I'll
I
give him a
think.
call after this and say, we're going to slime you.
Those are great ideas, and I think the one reason that I loved it and that I wanted to participate in it 3 years ago is because you're not only encouraging these kids to read these books, but you're getting them talking about the books.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's that buzz, what's going on, and getting them to really read and look into what they're reading and to discuss the books with their peers.
And what makes a good book? I think that's a good lesson for kids to think about is, why do you like a book? It's a lot of people want to just say, oh, I loved it, it was great, but why? What about it? And it helps them, explore what they'll like in the future too.
Right, find new books. I know as a young reader, I could never, that was one of my difficulties, was finding books that I loved, and this gives them a chance to check out new authors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and we do try to choose, because the list is so long, and I've told my viewers before, the list is so long that we help in narrowing that list down to 8. And when we do that, the committee is very cautious to pick a wide variety, right? There are different genres, so I think it is neat. It's not, they're not all fantasy, they're not all historical fiction, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, thank you so much for joining
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it.
Visit RC's Clubhouse, check out the books that are there, and hopefully, we will hear from you and hear your votes and enjoy.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us, and I guess we got carried away and talked a little too much on this show, so no time for a past program highlight, but we'll make sure you get to see one of those next month. Thank you for joining us, and as always, if you have any questions about what we talked about here on today's show, please give us a call.
Or visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. Take care, everyone.